So a really nice tool in Illustrator is the perspective grid tool. Allows you to create drawings in different planes, like this example here. So this was done using perspective grid. I've done some logo work and things like that too, where you can just draw different shapes. I wanted to create a couple different buildings, so I thought perspective grid was a good way to do that. So I'm going to show you the basics to it, how to create it. The other cool part is you can draw in flat 2D space and then convert it to whatever plane you want. You can also bring up photos and trace over those as like a sample image too. So I'm sure you've mistakenly hit this button before and pulled up this grid. A lot of students will click that not knowing what it is, and then it's stuck and they can't get rid of it. Shift Command I is the shortcut to toggle it on and off. So that's the perspective grid. You'll notice the other thing that pops up is this little widget over here. So it stays up in the left corner. This is what allows you to choose how to switch what plane you're drawing on. You notice there's a little number there too. That lets you switch with the keyboard which one you want to go to, 1, 2, or 3. And so these are your different planes. You can change all of that stuff here on the perspective grid section. You can hide the grid, you can show rulers, you can lock the grid, snap to certain points. There's different perspectives that you can draw in. But the coolest part is that you can also freely move the perspective grid wherever you want it to go. These dots down here let you move the overall location of it. You can change the height of the grid. You can expand the plane or change the horizontal path, make one side longer than the other. So really all of that is up to you on how you want it to look. So I'm going to make a couple adjustments here just to kind of showcase it. And the way it works now, so I pick which path I want to draw in. I'm just going to choose a solid black color so you can see it. So I'm in this right grid now. If I go to draw, it will create in the right grid. If I make another piece over the top, it will stay in that grid. And the cool part is if you're using this perspective grid tool, perspective selection tool, it comes with this. You can copy objects and they will follow the path of the plane. So I'm holding down Option to copy that. If I switch to the other plane and drew something out, you'll see that it follows that path as well. Typing works the same way. You can type any type of shape that you put up there, but the coolest part I think that would be most beneficial is that you can create an entire object in flat, select it all, and if you bring it over with the perspective selection tool, it will take that whole object and adjust it to your perspective grid. Now, if you want to switch, if I wanted to copy this over to this other side, if you saw what I just did, I Option drag this. It's still in this plane, but while I'm holding down Option, I can toggle between my different planes, 1, 2, and 3. So if I do 1 now and push it over here, it will make a replica of that in the other plane, which is really cool. Same thing works for signage. If I wanted to, let's say, delete these objects up top here. Let's see if I can quickly do that. All these windows are separate, so I have to delete them out real quick. Probably could have done that a quicker way, but that's okay. So now I'm leaving a blank space up here so I can bring the sign in. Text works the same way, so I can select an object and I can perspective selection tool that, bring it over, and boom, it pops into place. So I can have a sign. on my grid. Remember, Command-Shift-I will hide it there too. So you may want to do like a gradient or something like that so it kind of fits the perspective a little bit better. Or maybe make this side a darker brown. Would look good. I noticed that if you put a texture on it, it doesn't change perspectives. But there you go.